Hey, it's Mr. Neely. We're going to talk about how to hold the cello, how to sit with the cello today, and then how to set the end pin eventually, so that we can get ready to play the cello, which is what we're here for, I assume, if you're watching this video. So we're going to start with the end pin all the way in. And we're going to start with the cello on the ground. And we're actually going to start, we're not even going to use the cello. We've got to learn how to sit first. If you're not sitting the right way, you have no chance of learning how to hold the cello. Okay, so the way that we sit is we want to sit on our sit bones. It's the little bones in your bottom. You can feel them. They're kind of bony, kind of pointy. And if you move around, you can feel when you're sitting right on the tips of the sit bones. And that's going to make your back nice and straight. You want your spine to be nice and long. You don't want to be leaning forward, slouched over. If I turn to the side, you can see this is what it looks like. I use a rolly chair for this. You probably won't play the cello in a rolly chair most of the time. But you can see my back is very straight. All right? And you can see that I have a very natural, neutral position. From there, once you're on your sit bones, if you're doing it right, your feet will actually be in the right place. But your feet should be about shoulder width apart, your knees should be fairly open, and your spine should be long, your head should be tall. From here, we can hold the cello. Now we hold the cello on 3 parts of our body. It touches the inside of our thighs, our knees right here, and it touches the very middle of our chest. It's called the sternum, where the rib cages meet. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the cello and you're going to hold it by the sides. And the part of the cello that's going to touch your knees, you're going to try this in just a second. Is this curve right here. This curve right here is going to sit on the inside of your knees/thighs. All right, like this. And you don't need to worry about it going anywhere yet other than just finding right there. And you're going to stick the scroll behind your head. And as you do that, the button of the cello, right here, this is called, is going to touch your chest, your sternum. All right, and it should be pretty straight on. And you're still holding it up with your hands. All right, this is the natural position of the cello. This is what we want to recreate, but we need, in order to play, we can't play like this because our hands are busy. Our hands are holding the cello. We need something else. That's where the end pin comes in. The end pin is going to be our little buddy that holds the cello up for us, so that we can support it and move around using only these 3 points. All right, so remember this position and go ahead and give it a try right now. Pause the video, and by holding the cello without the end pin, you're going to make it so that it's the scrolls behind your head and those little curves right here on the back of the cello between your knees. The button is at your chest. Okay, now that you've got that, we're going to figure it out with the end pin. Now the end pin, it can't be too short and it can't be too long. It has to be the right length for each of us, and it's a different height because we're all different sizes. So a good starting place, you're going to loosen this, you're going to pull it out, and here's the good starting place. You'll have to adjust a little bit, but it's a good starting place. You're going to take your hand and you're going to stretch it like this from your thumb to your pinky. Then you're going to take your other hand with it closed. And this length here, stretch thumb to the pinky, close thumb to pinky. This is your starting point for your end pin. All right? Now you're going to take it, and again with your hands, I'm going to hold it here, and you'll find that natural position, and you'll find that you can just leave it there, and the end pin should stay on the ground. The scroll will be behind your head, and this will very likely work for many of you. Now, a few of you it won't. If the end pin is too short, here's what's going to happen. If I go like this, you're going to have to lean way over, or the cello will stick you in the side of the face. And you can't have the cello on the side of the face. This is just super, nobody wants to do that, too uncomfortable. And I have to lean way over, and it doesn't look like I know how to play the cello at all right now. It looks like I've just never seen this thing. What is it doing here? So if that's the case for you, try a little bit more end pin. If the end pin is too long, we have the opposite problem. We will be sitting way back in the cello in order to get it to work. And this is what I call like our lowrider cello. I see kids like this, and I say that they need to get out of their lowrider and get a car that they can actually drive. Because while the lowrider looks cool, sitting back, you got the seat back, that's not safe. You can't drive like that. You're going to get in a wreck. And I don't want any cellists in this classroom getting in a wreck. No cellist that I teach is going to get in a wreck because they're leaning back like this. Also, your back's going to hurt. Okay, so if you have to lean way back and you can't have a straight back, or if your knees sit like behind the cello to make it work, like this is what I'm doing, it's not good. If that's the case, if either of those things are the case, you're going to need a little bit less end pin. All right, so we found the right amount of end pin. and we found the perfect amount. It sits nicely between our legs here. We don't actually need our hands to hold the cello up. And we can move side to side. And do you see how the cello moves with me? And you're going to move side to side. And you should be able to give your cello a nice warm hug because we love our cellos. All right, so that's how to hold the cello. Go ahead and use either your selfie cam or have somebody to help you, whatever's easiest. But I would like you to take a picture of yourself sitting at the cello from the front, and again with your hands to your side, and then of yourself sitting at the cello from the side. All right? And you'll post these pictures in an assignment to Google Classroom so that you can get any necessary feedback before we go on. And then once we get approval for that, then you'll be able to go on and we will be able to start playing the cello.